Hey there, YouTube. Quality on this one isn't gonna be too good. I just thought I'd post this real quick. So I was watching this guy on Expert Village, which he did a good job. He just didn't really explain the difference between the two of them. Little background on me: I have been a bassist for well over a decade. See, I'm working on about 12, 13 years now. I also play other instruments, saxophone, drums. I'm a just a musician in general. But bass has been my main. Bass and saxophone has been my main over the last few years. So the difference between the legato slide, or what some people would call the shift slide, the legato actually, excuse me, musicians, if you're watching this and you play trumpet or you play trombone or you play any kind of wind instrument, you already know what legato is. But we don't call it that. We call it a slur. And the difference is, with a legato, if you're playing like a saxophone or a wind instrument, you're using your tongue to stop the airflow, so you have a ta sound. But in a legato, you have a ta ha ha. It's slurring. Well, guitarists, string instruments, that's what a legato is. It's slurred. Where your shift slide is a staccato, which means that it's going to be separated. And I brought out my bass here. I do have a few guitars, but the bass frets, as you can see here, the strings are a little bit bigger, the frets are a little bit bigger, so you can really kind of see what's going on. See here. So let's start with the shift slide, or the staccato. What you would do is you'd have your finger on the fret, and let's say you're going from 7 to 9. So you would strike, slide, and as soon as you get to the end of the slide, it'd be strike, strike for the slide. You'd hear the slide, it'd be strike. That's a staccato slide, or a shift slide. With the legato, you would simply strike and slide. That'd be it. And now a lot of guitarists, a lot of bassists, a lot of musicians in general, unless they're wind instruments, will tell you there's not a difference. A slide is a slide. You just pluck and go, pluck and go. But if you really listen, you can hear what's called the pick attack. The pick attack is when the pick is hitting the string, and you can hear the pluck, slide, pluck. You know, a good example. I'm trying to think of a song. Iron Man, Black Sabbath, the legato, you say legato slide, Iron Man. Listen for those slides. Look at the music. Listen to the slides. Maybe you know, if you can find the master track for the guitar, listen to it. You'll hear the just slide. But see, there's another Black Sabbath song that'd be really good for regular slide. Or well, here, Dire Straits. There's a Dire Straits song, Sultan's a Swing by Dire Straits. You'll hear that regular slide where they're, you know, when you slide, it'd be as soon as you get to the end. Like, let's say you're going from, like, well, let's see where you can see me here, from 9 to 12. You know, you'd hit your string, you'd slide, then as soon as you got to the end, hit it again. And that's the difference. That's the key difference. There's a lot of argument amongst guitarists and bassists, like I said, if there's really even a difference. A lot of people argue there's really not. And I even really would argue that there's not, mainly because you can't hear it. The normal average person can't hear it. But for somebody that is a musician, can play by ear, can listen to that, knows not only, oh, I'm looking at tabs and here I go. You know, they know your chords, or which I am bad about. I don't know all my chords. Even though I've been playing a very long time, I do know how to read music. As far as if it says, you know, G, F, you know, I forget. There's G on this guitar, or this bass, quite a few different places. And then you have to know the key and all that. But either way, I digress. The main point is that string attacks. and listen to it. If you listen to Joe Satriani, I would hope that all you guys, if you're aspiring to be a guitarist or you're aspiring to be a bassist, would know who Joe is. That'd be like saying you don't know who Kirk Hammett is. That wouldn't be good. But you know, there's gonna be people that argue there's not a difference. But if you listen to Joe, he's got some really good examples of both. I can't think of the songs off the top of my head that would be good examples, but just get out there and listen and start really listening, not just hearing the music, but I mean listening. You know, and a lot of the argument comes from people that really don't understand musical composition. They're just human jukeboxes. And those guys are watching this video right now, those guys are watching that slide video right now. There's people that are their own musical jukebox, and yeah, you guys can be good players. You guys can sit there and know every Metallica song, every Megadeth song, everything that the Rolling Stones has ever done, some Zeppelin, and not be able to write their own stuff. And that's where the difference between a musician and just somebody that's a great player comes in. You know, if I write something down and somebody can play it, that's great. But even if you're only a half-ass player, but you're a good musician, you can sit down and write your own stuff. And a lot of times that real simple stuff that you write comes out better anyway, because it's meaningful to you. So if you're new to the guitar, you're new to the bass, you've been playing for years, I suggest you pick up that guitar, you pick up that bass, and you really learn the difference between the two, because it will, to certain people, to the people that really know what to listen for, it'll make a world of difference to what they hear. Those people that, like I said, that just listen to it or hear the music and they don't listen to it, they're not going to know the difference. They're not going to care. But you'll feel a little bit better about yourself knowing, hey, I can tell you the difference between the legato and the regular shift slide or the staccato slide. Like I said, does it matter? Probably not. But now you know. And all those people that asked, you know, I saw almost everybody on the video here was like, hey, ain't that the same thing? What's the difference? Oh, here's a good one. See if I can fit this in real quick. How do you go from an open to a whatever slide? You can't really. I mean, it's not really a slide. It's actually a hammer-on. That's what I would consider it. But it's all about speed. Kind of like if you play Sad But True, it's a lot of hammer-offs or pull-offs. Hammer-off. What the fuck is a hammer-off? But it's about speed, because as soon as you hit the string, you're pulling off to zero. You're pulling off to an open chord. So if you don't pull off quick enough, that string's going to die off a little bit, and you're not going to really hear it. So it's all about speed, and if you're going from open to a chord, you got to get it fretted fast. So it's more hand strength than a speed, really, finger strength. But I can cover that again in more in depth in another video. But like I said, I really wouldn't call that a slide as much as I would a hammer-on. But now you know.